Ooh, Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. When will you Chelsea fans learn? I had them all. I had them messaging me in the DMs. I had them on the dugout, in the comments. When I said Rashford back, Martial back, they said it's just Norwich. It's only Norwich. Well, now it's only Chelsea. Now it's only Chelsea again. 2 times in the season. Ollie 2, Lampard 0. Yeah, guys, Carabao Cup. Manchester United through 2-1 winners at Stamford Bridge. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect this. Going away to Stamford Bridge, as I've said before and I'll say again, even at the best of times for Manchester United, it was never ever an easy place to go. For us to go there and win as comfortably as we did, I'll say that, as comfortably. It wasn't a 2-0, 3-0, 4-0 game. But other than the goal, I don't actually remember Romero being tested. I'm not saying we were bombarding Chelsea's goal and Caballero with shots upon shots, but we were the away team. They were 7 games wins in a row. We were supposed to be the underdogs, the team. I said the underdog, but the team going into the game on bad form, etc., etc. But the last 3 games prior, a bend, I ain't gonna say a corner was turned, but a slight curve in the road. A curve. Drew with Liverpool, beat Partizan, beat Norwich. So the Liverpool game was a good performance. Decent result, should have been better. The Partizan game was a poor performance, but a good result. The Norwich game was a good performance and a good result, but there was still room for improvement. Now, I ain't saying this was a great performance, but it was just what we needed. It was just what we needed. A big game for our big players to turn up, and Rashford does it again. The ones you lot called him Trashford. I'm talking to you Man United fans as well, but I'm also talking to the rivals. You called him Trashford. What Trashford? Where's Trashford? Because he went out there today. And I'm happy. I'm happy the first goal he scored was a penalty, because we've had so much issues with penalties this season. It's become somewhat of a butt of jokes, as much as the free kicks that he's been taking. Who's the penalty taker? Can they take penalties? Are they practicing penalties? Etc, etc. It's asked in a press conference, we see it on social media, it's everywhere. So, and I said after the Norwich game, Rashford should have stepped up and took the second penalty. He's the penalty taker, you miss one, oh well, you go again. He didn't, Martial missed, and then he's left to take the penalty. Today Martial's not on the pitch. The penalty that Dan James won again, and yes, it was a penalty. You know, he didn't slide, didn't hack him or anything like that, Alonso that is. But he impeded him, he tried to recover the position, but Dan James got ahead of him, and he was impeded, penalty. And I was worried because of all the furore that happened prior about penalties, etc. And Caballero being a good penalty saver, he's proved it in this competition alone a few years ago when Man City beat Liverpool in the final. He's a good penalty saver, of penalty keeper, stopper, whatever. But Rashford sent him the wrong way. Sent him confident, consummate ease. Sent him the wrong way, 1-0. And Chelsea didn't create anything in the whole first half. We were comfortable. You might look at the stats. In the end, they had more shots than us. Less on target, by the way. More possession. We let them have the ball in front of us in the hope that we can catch them on the break. Now, to be fair, we weren't very clinical on the break. Lingard had a poor game. I mean, that's become a very much a recurring theme. But other than that, we, across the pit field to a man, we were pretty decent. Especially in that first half. Everyone was pretty much doing their job. Can't really complain. 1-0, went in, Chelsea came out, and obviously they must have got a rollicking from Lampard. A bit of a tactical switch. I think Hudson-Odoi moved over to the left because he was getting no joy against Brandon Williams. Equally, Pulisic. I forgot this guy was playing. What did Pulisic actually do in this game? Because he wasn't getting no joy against Wan-Bissaka. I mean, nobody really gets joy against him. But on the back of a hat-trick against Burnley, you would have thought this guy was full of, you know, on fire and full of energy. But I think he got picked up the ball a couple of times early in the first half, but he really just disappeared into nothing. Did he come off? He must have come off at some point, right? Because I actually can't remember in this game. Their best attacking outlet, especially in the first half, was Reece James, the right back. He looks very good. But other than that, you know, Kovacic and Jorginho passed it well, but Romero wasn't tested. But then they got the equaliser. I said they stepped up in the second half and they were growing into the game and they were on top. They were the better team at the moment they got the equaliser. But the equaliser came from our own error. A ball went up to Batshuayi and he got the header ahead of Maguire. Maguire went in for the header and I think when it hit Batshuayi, it went straight up in the air and he lost sense of where the ball was. So if you see the replay, he's actually looking round. Like, where's the ball? The ball's bounced now behind him and Batshuayi's gone after it. And he's kind of held Maguire off. He said use his strength. Maguire couldn't get back, like go side of him. But Rojo was already go side, but he didn't cover enough onto his right-hand side. Batshuayi, brilliant finish from outside the box. Good goal, have to give it to him. Maguire will be very disappointed. But outside of that, you know, 89 minutes outside of that moment, he had a stellar game. He was heading everything away. He was getting in front of his marker. You couldn't complain. I mean, he's never been the quickest. He's not the quickest. So at times he might be exposed. But what he does is he reads the game very well. His aerial duels, he very, very rarely loses them. And he gets in front of his man, which he was doing time after time. And it was only at that goal and a moment after where Batshuayi got a bit more joy, but that was against Rojo. The ball came into him and he flicked it and he nearly got himself back in the position where he scored the equaliser, but he slipped and that was a sigh of relief because if they made it 2-1, you would have backed them to go on and win the game. Either hold out or get another, as we would have to push forward. But Solskjaer made a tactical change, and people say he ain't got in-game management, but anyway, he made a tactical change. Took off Lindelof, we actually started 3-5-2. Took off Lindelof, brought on Martial, then took off the poor Lingard and brought on Pereira. And we seized control of the game again. And we went forward. Fred, who had a good game, he's been getting better in the last couple of games. He won the free kick 35 yards out. And Rashford stepped up. And most people were like, oh, this again. But as he stepped up, I said, they keep giving him this free kick. He must be... This is what I said to myself. He must be banging him in training. Because that's the only reason to keep giving him these free kicks. Because he ain't scoring them in the game. So it must be in training that he's just doing the business. Better than Fred, better than Mata, better than Pogba. Must be. I can't understand any other logic why he keeps stepping up and taking these free kicks in the game. But today we saw 35 yards, knockable technique, over the wall, dips and swerves. Caballero, no chance. Absolutely no chance. Ronaldo-esque. He would have been proud. Scratch that. Janino would have been proud. That's how good that free kick was. Marcus Rashford, take a bloody bow. Shut those haters up. Certain people have been compared to this guy and they always try and find someone to compare to him because he has set a standard. I ain't saying he is the standard of all 21-year-olds and the best young player in the world. No, he's not. But he set a standard, whether it's among young English players, young players in the Premier League, whatever it may be, he has set a standard. And he will forever be compared, he will forever ridiculed. Because people don't like to see greatness. And I'm not saying he's great right now, But he has the talent. He showed it time and time again. His record against the Big Six says it alone. And instead of just praising him and for the young talent that he is and hoping that you can witness something great, people are just ready and waiting to shoot him down. But his confidence is back. He's got his strike partner, Martial, back. And he's enjoying his football, and that's the most important thing. He's very much a confidence player when he's got the trust of the manager, and he's got the support of his teammates. We see the best of Rashford, and I'm hoping that he's now got this back. Obviously, got the goal against England. Sorry, for England against Bulgaria. Got the goal against Norwich, and he got 2 tonight. 2 against Chelsea again this season. You have to rate him. You have to rate him. If you don't, you're a hater. That's the only thing. Because there's nothing that he's done, that he hasn't done, for you to say, no, this is as good as he's going to get. Or he's not a talent. Or anything like that. Because everything he's done has proved that he is a talent. No one's saying he's going to be the best in the world. But what we want is for you to respect the brother. Respect the young brother who's doing his bits. Come up through the academy, and he took his chance to get into in the first team. He's had to deal with 3 different managers under 3 different coaching styles and styles of play, and he's come out on the other end, and now he's leading the line along with Anthony Martial for the biggest club in the world, in the country. Some say the biggest club in the world. That alone comes with some pressure. But he's dealing with it. 7 goals this season, 3 assists. I backed him at the start of the season, and rightly so. When we saw Lukaku, we saw Sanchez, where are the goals going to come from? I said, Martial or Rashford. I'm not saying they're going to get 20 and 30 in the league and that kind of nonsense, but they're going to get the goals that they should. It's about whether the midfield can contribute and complement that with a number of goals that they need to get as well. Martial and Rashford will be fine. And if today's anything to go by, the pressures of playing for Manchester United, the pressures of leading the line, that doesn't bother Marcus Rashford. If anything, it makes him even better. So all the haters out there, hold your tongue in it. Hold your tongue. Maybe when he goes through a bit of a different form again, you can come back and you can rise and have your little... But today, it's not your day. It's Rashford's day. And Chelsea fans, in the words of Granit Xhaka, where are you? Where are you? You had all the mouth when the draw was made, leading up to the game. Before kickoff, you're in my DMs. I see you on the timeline. You're in. Where are you now? You're not around no more. You're not around no more. And who do you think that's because of? Guys, make sure you hit the like and the share button, hit the subscribe, and turn your notifications on.